Hi, Right Honorable Dr. Ekaette Ebong Okon, member representing Itu State Constituency and the Deputy Leader of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, want to join Mr. President and the wife of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to condemn the activities of Boko Haram in Nigeria, and to also condemn in totality the abduction of over 200 students, girls, from the Ibom school in Borno State. And to me, I feel it is the most barbaric thing that anybody can do in this nation in order to create insecurity in the nation, but they are toying with the lives of innocent girls, small children between the ages of 9 and 13 who do not have anything to do with them, but they went to school to acquire knowledge that they can use in the future to become better Nigerians and better citizens for this country. No parent will want to send a child to school, any school that is secure and safe for the children. Today, everybody is talking about, we do not know the whereabouts of those girls, whether they are in the desert, but what we seem to see on television is that the leader of Boko Haram keeps saying you're going to sell them in the human market. There's a market that they sell people who sell them and all that. So it's so unfortunate, and it is not even good for the country, the image of the country. It was almost crippling the World Economic Forum that is held here. Almost crippling. Everybody became scared of coming to Nigeria, thinking that the activities of Boko Haram is all over the whole place. No, it is not. It's just particularly to Borno State. But honestly speaking, Mr. President, all the security agencies are not sleeping on their ass. Everybody is working to ensure that those girls are returned back to the safety of their families. And I also want to pray that the good Lord that has seen our hearts, Christians praying, well-meaning Nigerians praying for the safety of those children, will cause the children to return on earth. But like in Nigeria, in concerned Nigeria, there's a question that has been coming up in our minds. Up till this moment, the principal of the school has not been able to compile the list of the children that are missing. That is the very first point, because if all those children were taking the WAEC exam, at this point in time, they should be able to know exactly who has been adopted and who is not adopted. Like we see in developed countries, we see these days in developed countries, even if the principal does not have a photograph of the children, from the passports that were tendered before they are allowed to do accreditation for the examination, they should have used that to publish and let the parents willingly give information about any child that is missing. Up till now, nobody seems to know the exact number of people or the identity of the people that are missing. I've seen countries, the UK, the US, China, and I think France has joined today to assist Nigeria to look for the girls wherever they may be, either in the desert or in the Nigerian Republic or in the Cameroon, because you see, this is a border town and it is easier for them to penetrate other countries without our knowing. And then I know that God helping us with the advanced technology of these countries, they will actually assist us to finding the children. But then if you look at the population of schools all over Nigeria, it's more than 500. Therefore, the government itself must, as a matter of urgency, complement whatever the World Economic Forum is doing to create safer schools for our children, particularly girls' schools. There should be good security. If at all, if people say, oh, send up policemen, people will say no. But there could be trained securities for the schools. If you go out to the US, it is impossible for you to penetrate any school. because already at the gate there is security. And then all of their schools are connected with CCTV. And therefore, at any point you enter the school, somebody somewhere is manning the camera and will know when an intruder comes into the school. And then maybe we should also introduce issues of security, intelligence training, so that our children early enough to enable us also imbibe the consciousness of security. Security is not left at the hands of government alone. It should be for the family, it should be for every child. An act that we know, if we see somebody that we suspect, where do we go to? Report to the law enforcement agent. If you suspect that somebody around your vicinity is not doing the right thing, or shouldn't be at that point, at that particular time, in that place, what do we do? So telephone numbers should be given to schools that children can always call to report issues. But for the young girls, we still have to go to school, and we cannot keep them at home. And we are not practicing homeschooling in this country. So there's a lot of responsibility on the government to offer safe schools for our children. I'm not too sure that Boko Haram is all political. It might be our explanation or our thinking. But I think behind the issue of politics is another issue of religion. Because we down south here, we do have our problems politically. There are communities that have not even been impacted by the present government. And we are not making all these problems. It's just like when we had militancy. It was not political. Those people demanded a specific thing, that their communities were producing the crude oil, the petroleum that Nigeria was making a lot of money, but those communities were not feeling the impact of what they were producing. They were just like the goods that laid the golden egg, but they were not eating the egg, they were not benefiting from it, but every resources of this nation was taken up north for the development of the north. But in this Boko Haram thing, if it is political, let them speak out. What is the politics? That several years after Nigeria had commenced democracy, both during the civil, the military rule and democracy, the people in the north have been ruling this country. The southerners did not shout. This is the first time that we have a shot for the second time, because the first one was through President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and this is the second time after it moved from the southwest to the north, and now it is the south-south. And they're complaining. We all belong to Nigeria, so Nigeria cannot be ruled by one particular ethnic group. And it's very unhealthy. And now that they have introduced this type of insecurity, more women will be afraid of even coming out to partake in the governance process. Because for you to partake and be voted for, and even participate in the election coming up in our various communities, our state, and the nation, there must be security of life and property for you to be involved. We are not safe. Today I was talking to somebody, I said, but you need to go to Abuja. And the person said, no, Abuja is so unsafe. I can't go to Abuja. And that is our national headquarters. That's the national capital of the country. If people run away from Abuja, it seems there is something wrong. And again, the federal government, all the security agencies says we are on top. We are on top. We are not interested about their being on top. We are talking about resolving the issue of insecurity. When once the environment is secure, then life and property is secure. But beyond Borno State, we've seen the activities of Boko Haram coming into the national headquarters, the federal capital. We've had how many bombings? 2. So something is wrong with the security agencies. And that is why we don't need America We don't need the United Kingdom, China to come and help us to fight insecurity in our state or in our country. And we shouldn't wait for them. Let us do our best, and when the situation is completely out of control, they could come in. But it's like we are relegating our duty. The security agencies are relegating their duty to people outside. And now coming to help us, they also break into the security secrets of our country. So we need to be very careful. We need to be